Hi guys! So today I'm going to tell you this crazy story about when I was in high school and my dad walked in on me and my boyfriend. So at the time I was still a virgin and this guy didn't know that. Was I like 15 or 16? It was New Year's Eve and I didn't have school for like the next 2 days and I was like, yes! And so my biological dad, my stepmom, and that side of my family, we all had a New Year's Eve party at my granddad's house. I just call him Dale. Anyway, and so I brought my boyfriend, my cousin brought her boyfriend, and my older brother brought his girlfriend, and then my younger brother wasn't even there. He went to his girlfriend's house because they're all lovey-dovey and they're super cute. And so yeah, and so my biological dad had been drinking and he was like, I'm just gonna stay the night here. And I was like, sweet. So is it cool if me and, let's just call him Barney. It's not his name. We'll call him Barney just for video's sake. So I was like, hey dad, can me and Barney go back to our house and watch a movie and then he'll go home? My dad's like, you're just gonna watch a movie? Yeah, I'm just gonna watch a movie. I'm not out here doing stuff, like, really? And so he's like, yeah, you can go, but he has to be gone by 1 a.m. Again, New Year's Eve. Generally, he'd have to be gone by like 11 or 10 or 11, something like that. I was like, cool, great. He'll be gone. You won't have to worry about us. It'll be awesome. So we leave and we go back to my house and I put my phone on the arm of the couch. We're on the couch watching a movie and like he's sitting on this side and I'm like laying across with a blanket on and my head's in his lap and we're watching a movie. Totally fine, totally chill. I don't really know what happened the next second, but the second after that, something happened. And so I flipped back the other way and was laying on the couch with my head down this way and my feet going this way and he gets on top of me. We're like hardcore making out, 15-year-old sloppiness. He was 18 though, so and I was still a virgin, he wasn't a virgin, and I was like, yes, this is the night that I lose my V card. Even though at the time I always told myself that I was going to save myself to marriage because that was a value I had because I didn't want to end up like my parents, like my aunt and my uncle and pretty much like everybody else in my family who had kids at very young ages. My mom didn't have her first kid till she was 19, but a lot of my family members have had kids at 15 and 16. I just recently had a brother who is now a senior in high school and had a baby a year and a half ago, and then before that my older brother got one of my best friends pregnant when she was in the 11th grade and she dropped out of school and ran away with the baby. That's a side note. Anyway, back to the story. So we're like hardcore making out and like I undo his pants, my hands in his pants, his hands up my shirt. I hear my phone buzz, but I didn't even think to check it because I'm like, my dad's not coming home tonight and this is totally fine. He'll be gone by like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't know that it was already 2:30 in the morning when this all started. And the phone buzzing was my younger brother who had went and picked up my dad to bring him home. Was texting me and said, you better make sure that Barney is gone because we are up the road. I didn't read that. All of a sudden, like my biological dad, like the living room is nothing but windows and then there's like a space of wall and then there's the door. So I see headlights and I'm like, holy crap, who is here? So I grab my phone really quick, I look at it, and he's still doing stuff to me, and then my dad walks through the door. Like, the look on Barney's face, priceless. And I just sat there like a deer in headlights, and I was like, oh my god, like if my dad wouldn't have showed up like 5 minutes later, I would have probably lost my virginity on that couch, which now Barney owns because we gave it to him because my dad got new couches. And I'm sorry. So he walks in and he looks at me. He's like, Barney! Priceless face. And he sits up. He's like, you get out of my house right now! And he's like, yes sir, yes sir. He started putting back on his shoes. My dad walks outside and I looked at him like eye contact. I was like, Barney, button your pants right now. He's like, oh my god, good. And so he starts like buttoning his pants. And he's like 6'5", a little taller, give or take an inch or two. Like, he's way taller than my dad. My dad's 6 foot. And so he's like all leaned back on the couch trying to get his pants buttoned. He gets his pants buttoned, his shoe on. Earlier that night, I took his wallet and his phone so that he couldn't leave because I wanted him to say, even though he was like, your dad told me I had to be gone by this time. And I was like, no, it's cool. He's not coming home. So he leaves, and he literally lives like right up the road from me. But then like 5 minutes later, he has to come back to get his stuff. And my dad like sees headlights from his back bedroom, so he comes out through the hallway. He's like, I guess this guy wants an ass whooping. And I was like, no, Dad, like I have his stuff. I have to give him his stuff. So I go and get his stuff and I give it to him, and I walk back in the house. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be just horrible. Like, my dad's gonna go out here and break my boyfriend in half, and he's never gonna talk to me again. And so he goes out there and they start talking, and then I hear him laughing, and then I'm like, okay, great, good. I don't really know what they talked about, but I know that they were on good terms for a couple years after that until some other crap happened. We'll get to that in a second. Anyway, so yeah. Then my dad comes back in there and he was like, I told you he had to be gone at like 1 o'clock. And I was like, yeah, but we were watching a movie and then stuff happened. And he's like, I don't even want to talk about it right now because I'm freaking drunk. And so he just goes back and he goes to sleep, and we never talked about it again. Never. Well, yep, never. That was the end of that story. Great. Alright, well, till next time, I will tell you about the few years later in my next video. You can go ahead and click that down here somewhere. I'll try to link that if I remember to by the time I actually upload these. Yeah. Till next time. Bye.